We got up at the crack of dawn today. We travelled about half an hour out of Cluj to hear the Terda salt mine. It's literally in the middle of nowhere. It's about 27 kilometres out. It is a huge national attraction. You'll see why, because at the bottom of it there is apparently a huge amusement park.
We started our journey in Cluj. To get to the salt mine, you've got to take the A-list bus, and you get that from here. It cost me 40 li, which is about just over £7 to get into the salt mine. A word of advice for you: wear some warm clothing, and also wear some good shoes with a good grip on the bottom, because the floor and the walls are very powdery and slippery.
There's huge corridors here inside the salt mine itself. Apparently the total length of this corridor is 917 metres.
There's lots of rooms which branch off from this corridor, which have been turned into museum pieces that tell the story of the mine.
If you don't like heights, then you're not going to like this at all. Look over here.
At the very top of the mine, there's two wooden catwalks which take you either to the stairs or to the lift.
Apparently it takes about 4 minutes to walk down the actual staircase. There is a lift. I have no idea where it is. There's a rickety old staircase that we're going down now. There is a lift back there. I think we missed that. We've got golf, table tennis, a theatre, a boating lake, and a big wheel, which we're just about to go on, a Ferris wheel. And it cost us 5 li, which is around about £1 to go on this. It's brilliant. We're on the Ferris wheel now. And it takes around about 10 minutes to do a whole cycle. So it goes up quite slow, but you get to see all the sort of the salt crystal and the huge view of inside the salt mine. It's a bit of a weird angle, but you get the perspective of how high the ceilings are in here. I'm just dreading walking up those steps. I hope there's a lift, but apparently there is. Somebody told me it was out of action. We're having a laugh.
If you don't fancy taking the stairs to the surface, then be prepared to wait for the elevator.
We've been waiting around 20 minutes to go up there, so if you do want to get back, make sure you get in the queue early. Look at the size of that shaft.
You can pick up some really nice classy souvenirs here, including things like a salt crystal light, key rings, etc.
I'm currently on my way out of the mine. Now there's two entrances. There's a new entrance, which you saw when I came in. We're now going out the old entrance. And this corridor is actually just about half a mile long. If you were to walk from where the bus actually drops you off in the town centre, it could take up to about an hour to get here. So apparently this entrance, the old entrance, actually brings you closer to the actual town where we're going to get the bus from. Well, that was absolutely amazing. We came out of the old entrance. Just a word of warning, if you are leaving your souvenirs to the last minute, don't, because there's no shop anywhere to be seen. And I was saving myself to get myself a little magnet. Anyway, it's definitely worth a visit here. You can spend a good morning. We've spent about 4 hours here so far, exploring on the Ferris wheel and so forth. Anyway, that concludes my trip here to the Terda salt mine. And if you want further details, that's all going to be at the bottom of the screen. Don't forget, please do subscribe to the channel. Click on that link at the bottom. If you click on that bell as well, every time I release a video, you'll get a notification straight to your inbox, just what you've always wanted. Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Izzy Wizzy Let's Get Quizzy. I'm your host for the next 1 hour. I'm Richie Litchfield, and if you've never seen the show before, let me just give you a quick rundown about how it actually works. We have 4 rounds of questions. In each round, there's 10 questions. So we have, this week, we've got a round on the colour blue. We've got a round on cartoons. We've got a picture round, which is basically place that face. And we have a round on, where have I put it? I just put it down somewhere. We've got a round on true or false. Okay, so 4 different rounds. It is completely free to play, and it is just for fun. You can play on your own. You can play against your friends. You can play on Zoom, Teams, however you want to do it. We're even on some screens in some public houses around the country. So do say hello, which brings me onto the interaction part of the show. I'm going to open up our chat right now. So if you want to say hello, all you need to do is click the thumbs up or click on the subscribe button if you're watching us on YouTube or whatever platform we are on at the moment. If you like us, it gives you the opportunity to write your comments and they will appear just here. So I'm going to say hello to everybody. Hello, everyone. Da, da, da. There we go. And your name will appear just there. Okay, so if you've got a birthday coming up, maybe you just want a quick shout out, maybe you've got some gossip, some scandal, anything you want to share with the world, joke, pop it in the box just there, and I'll try and read out as many of those as possible. If throughout the quiz we're not getting a lot of interaction, we'll shut that down and you can have a big version of me. It's up to you to make your mind up. Right, okay, let's crack on with round 1, which is all based on the colour blue. So without further ado, here we go. Now, number 1 is in May 2005, which Kent shopping centre introduced a code of conduct to ban swearing, clothing that obscures the face, which includes hoods and baseball caps, and groups of more than 5 people without the intention of shopping. So it's got to contain the word blue, and it's okay, so I'll read it again for you. In May 2005, which Kent shopping centre introduced a code of conduct to ban swearing, clothing that obscures the face, including hoods and baseball caps, and groups of more than 5 people without the intention of shopping? What is the answer I'm looking for? Okay, we've got Chris Walker in the house. We've got Joseph as well, our moderator. I'm going to say hi to Lisa Honeybone, who is currently on a cruise. She's working on it, and she's been stuck in port all for the last 48 hours because of obviously all the storms. Been in Southampton, so she's now on her way to her first port of call. She sends the love to everybody. She'll be watching, but she can't participate because apparently the internet is a little bit intermittent today. So big shout out to the wonderful Lisa Honeybone. Also a big shout out to Christine Lathwell and Holly Lathwell, who have just come back from training, county champions as well at running. I've also got to say hello to Alan, who's watching the show with Dave. So big shout out to you and everyone who is watching in the Well in Luton. So big shout out to you guys as well. Chris, it's not that one. That is not the answer I'm looking for. It's close, but it's not there. Okay, number 2. Petra, Barney, Meg and Shep were dogs that appeared on which long-running children's TV show? So Petra, Barney, Meg and Shep were dogs that appeared on which long-running children's TV show? What is the answer I'm looking for? I'm just moving this. I've got, if you could see this, I have a massive pile of paperwork behind the camera, and I've literally just been piling things on top, just clearing this space in the studio, and I've piled it all up, and it's like a Jenga thing, and it's any minute now it's going to go, hopefully not on my wine. Cheers. It is a pub style quiz here, so cheers down the hatch. Big shout out as well to the lovely Robert Peel, who is watching the show in Northampton. Robert was going to be actually doing a Name That Tune quiz for us tonight. He's going to be doing 10 questions, all based on love. So anything with the word love in it, Robert was actually doing, because obviously we didn't do a quiz on Valentine's Day. So he'd put that together. But unfortunately, we can't get him on the actual show. So Robert, if you are watching, try once more and press that link and let's see if we can get you on the show. No stress, no pressure. I have my 4 rounds just in case you can't get through. Okay, number 3. Which registered animal charity was formed in London in 1897 as Our Dumb Friends League? Okay, so which registered animal charity was formed in London in 1897 as Our Dumb Friends League? Here he is. Robert Peel is in the house down there. He says, I am certainly watching the show. Nice to have you here, babes. Got Chris Walker with all his answers on the screen. The whole idea is you're supposed to write down, and you're playing kind of like if you're playing on your own, you can put your scores on at the end, and we do encourage you. There's no pressure whatsoever, so put your scores on there and see if you beat anyone else. So I'm going to say hello as well to Brian and Lola. They normally are now watching on catch up because Brian's actually working late, so say a big shout out to you. By the way, every week here on Izzy Wizzy, Let's Get Quizzy, we always set a theme. And the last Izzy Wizzy that we did, the theme was, I set the theme as coffee and cake. And we've had some fabulous pictures which have come in. I think a lot of people still think the quiz should be happening tomorrow. For this week only, we're doing the quiz today on a Monday, not usually on a Monday. So if you have just stumbled upon us, hello. We're normally on every other Tuesday, but because I'm celebrity juicing tomorrow, yes, at the studios, so I will not be doing the quiz tomorrow. So that's why we're doing it today. There you go, bit of gossip for you. Right, okay, where are we now? Number 4. By what name is... Oh, no, I'm never going to be able to pronounce these. Mr. Producer, you do this to me every time. Right, I'm going to read it to you. By what name is Balanoptera musculus better known? By what name is Balanoptera musculus better known? I'm going to spell the Bally word out to you. Balaenoptera. Why do you always give me these like questions with these words that are very difficult to pronounce? Come here and say hello to everyone.
Hello, can I do it any easier? What's the question? Yeah.
Yeah, you do it every time, don't you? This, by the way, everyone, this is Mr. Producer.
It's probably the flu, I should imagine. But
You're not supposed to give people the answers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, honestly, you're the producer.
Okay, all right.
Right, you're going to come back anyway a bit later with a couple of.
I'll be back with a riddle later on. Yes.
Okay, so if you want to get an extra 10 points on the show, Joe's going to pop up and do a riddle. If you get the answer to that right, you get bonus 10 points as well. Points mean prizes. Okay, number 5. Burn my house, steal my car, drink my liquor, but don't step on what? Remember, the words have got to have the word blue in it, okay? So, burn my house, steal my car, drink my liquor, but don't step on what? Okay, that is for number 5. Excuse me, what does that say? Chris says, are you in the audience production or the new Naked Man? Oh, is there a Naked Man in there? In the Celebrity Juice? I'm intrigued. I will not be the new Naked Man, not with my physique at the moment. Not until I've certainly lost a few pounds, Chrissy. Chris says as well, are you sure I shouldn't put the answers on the screen? I thought I'd help everyone out. Robert says, oh, I know that one. So thank you for that. Oh, something just pinged. So, Robert, are you trying to get through? Because I think something happened just then. If you are, try it again. Number 6. Which poem by W.H. Auden, A-U-D-E-N, was read at Gareth's funeral in 4 weddings and a funeral? Remember, it's got to have the word blue in it. Which poem by W.H. Auden was at Gareth's funeral in 4 weddings and a funeral? That's number 6. What is the answer to that one? Yeah, no, as far as Celebrity Juice goes, I will be, like, obviously one of the celebrities, but I'm going to be in the audience. So somewhere out of shot, I think. But I've been asked to go on by one of the my friends who's actually working on the show. So I thought, yeah, we might as well go and have a look. Do you know what I mean? Seeing it's filmed just down the road from me. So I can't wait. So what's everyone been up to, especially during this stormy weather? Has anybody had any fence panels go? Any walls fall down? Any trees come down? I have to tell you something. I was actually really hoping that my neighbour's extension would fly off because it's like they've been an absolute nightmare with builders. But anyway, that's another story. Across the road from me, I've got like forest, and it's beautiful, beautiful forest. But these trees across the road, they look very scraggy. And every now and again, we get these huge branches just come crashing down on the road. And I've reported it to the council a few times. They need to be checked. Anyway, one came down last night during last night's storm, or this morning's storm. Luckily, it didn't come across the road because it could have squashed some houses or gone across the footpath. And it actually went the other way. It just went across someone's front garden and didn't actually do any damage. So thank goodness no one was hurt. But it was a huge tree, I tell you, huge. And then just around the corner, we had a brick wall. And it's quite high. It's about as high as me, just completely down. So, you know, but next door to that, there's a wooden fence and that's still standing. You know what I mean? Robert, thank you for that. Robert says, I have to pronounce that as Auden. Thank you. Sorry, Robert, my pronunciation isn't very good. I'll read that one again to you. Which poem by W.H. Auden was read at Gareth's funeral in 4 weddings and a funeral? So what is that? Okay, number 7. Who had a UK number 1 with Breakfast at Tiffany's back in 1996? Who had a number 1 with Breakfast at Tiffany's in 1996? Now, before we go on any more, I just got to say a big shout out, a big hello to all of our groups that have let us share our quiz on their platforms. So all our LGBT plus groups, hello, welcome. All of our Whitstable groups, our Benidorm groups, our Sligo, our Irish groups, our comedy groups, including all the Carry On groups that we're part of as well. Big thank you for letting us be on there. Now, Chris says because of the storms, he walked 45 minutes to work on Friday because there were no buses. It didn't seem that bad, to be honest. The sea looked a little bit choppy, to be fair. Well, yeah, it did actually hold up a certain amount of cruise ships, actually, from departing yesterday from Southampton. Joe wants to say hello to all of our friends in Benidorm. So hi to everyone watching the show in Benidorm. Let us know where you're watching from as well. Pop it in the chat just here. We'll read that out as we go along. Number 8, made into a movie in 1972. What was the name of Billie Holiday's autobiography? So made into a movie in 1972. What was the name of Billie Holiday's autobiography? What is the name of that? Joe says it was freezing. FL, flipping in freezing, I think that's supposed to say. It was flipping freezing, says Joe. It was a bit nippy, actually. I had nipples like row cones. Do we have Jeremy watching from Las Vegas? We've had somebody watching from Las Vegas over the last few weeks. Fabulous. I must have knocked everyone a little bit off scale when I moved the quiz to Monday. By the way, just so you all know, I'll announce it now. After tonight's quiz, okay, we are back on Tuesday, but we won't be back next Tuesday. We are going to be back in 3 weeks on Tuesday. So there's going to be a gap of 3 weeks before we next come and do our quiz. And I'll tell you all about that. We've got a big charity thing that we're going to be doing, and it's going to be spectacular. So we want everyone to get involved, and that's all going to be announced a little bit later on. So if you haven't subscribed to us on our Facebook page, if you haven't clicked on subscribe on YouTube or anything like that, you won't know. So do that. And the other thing is, if you haven't yet visited our website, I'm not plugging all these things. Let me just bring this up so you can see what it looks like. If you haven't yet been to our website, why not visit it? It would help if I was connected to the old Tinterweb. There we go. Because on there, every single time we finish the quiz, we put people's pictures on there that participate in the quiz this week, so to speak, or every quiz, we get pictures, we put them in there in the gallery, the Rogues gallery. We also put the link to the following quiz on there as well. So all the information is there and the picture theme. By the way, the next picture theme is birds. Okay, so birds is the next picture theme. Right, I'm waiting to connect to the old internet before I can show you the internet, our website. Okay, number 9. Which holy Muslim site did Pope Benedict XV1 visit in Istanbul in November 2006? What's XV1? Is that 16? So which holy Muslim site did Pope Benedict XV1 visit in Istanbul in November 2006? Okay, what is the answer to that one? Please excuse my pronunciation. Thank you, Chrissy. It is 16. I thought it was 16. I had to think that I am a natural blonde, seriously. Okay, I'll put the video on. Who else have we got here? Joseph says, Chris says, why 3 weeks? Are you finally off to get that plastic surgery? You cheeky little one, you cheeky little one. No, I'm not going to be on for 3 weeks. There is a reason why we're doing a charity thing when we come back. That's all going to be announced. So that will all make sense when the announcement is made. You'll get it. You know what I mean? You'll get it. Right, number 10. Which coffee variety do we associate with the island of Jamaica? So which coffee variety do we associate with the island of Jamaica? Remember, every single one of those questions in round 1 has got to have the word blue in it. Okay, so that's what it's got to have. Next round is all based on cartoons. So if you do like your animation, okay, this is for you. There's 10 questions. Take a very quick short break for 45 seconds. Nip away, top up your glass. In fact, Mr. Producer, this is looking a little bit empty. I'll be right back after this.
Check out the EasyWizzy Let's Get Quizzy.com website. This is particularly useful if we lose the stream, because we've got a streaming box at the bottom of the homepage. You can also join our Facebook community here and also our WhatsApp group. Also on our homepage you can find a link to the following week's show and also any of the shows that we're creating. At the top is our menu where you can visit our past shows, our mini quizzes that we create, and our quiz community section. Every week here in EasyWizzy Quizzy we set a theme, and this particular case it was autumn, and here you can see all the pictures that some of our viewers have sent in. We recommend quizzes as well here on EasyWizzy Let's Get Quizzy. This is Tricky Dickie's Sunday Quiz, and this is all done via WhatsApp. If you click on this blue box here, it will take you straight through and you can get involved. And also we are promoting the Barley Mow pub quiz every Saturday at 9 PM at the moment as well. Now on the right hand side of the page you'll see we've got some little white boxes there. You can join our community on social media. You can also find out what next week's theme is if you miss a show. We've got a merchandise section where you can buy some fabulous merchandise, particularly useful as we're coming up towards Christmas. If you're wondering what to get people, we've got some great face mask designs there, and we've got some t-shirts, some dog accessories, and we've got this fabulous EasyWizzy Let's Get Quizzy bumper sticker, which is a definite yes for anybody's car. You can contact us by clicking on this button just here. It takes you through to a form where you just put your name, your email and your message, and that gets straight through to us and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Now if you miss any of our shows, you can catch up with our past shows in the past shows section. It's a little bit like catch up on the BBC. EasyWizzy Let's Get Quizzy.com.
I really do need to update some of these videos. There's still like face masks in the shop and all that. Anyway, you get the idea of what our website's all about. Before we go on to round 2, I want to show you very quickly, if you actually want to participate on the show, so maybe you want to come and say hello if you're feeling brave. I can do it now because we've got that wonderful technology to be able to do that. If you head to our homepage on our website, here, if you scroll to the right to the bottom, okay, you'll see that's where we've got our the next quiz link will be on there. There's our Facebook group and there's our WhatsApp group link. You click on either of those, you can join those, and we'll put an update every time we do a quiz. There'll be an update on there. But can you see just underneath it says to appear on the live show, click on this link. By the way, this link isn't actually live at the moment, but just to let you know that as from 3 weeks, that will be live. You click on that, you can appear live on the show. That's it. That's our website. Do have a look at it. Right, round 2. This is all based on cartoons. Which cartoon character has a nephew called Scrappy? So which cartoon character has a nephew called Scrappy? How's Robert Peel doing with this? By the way, I did say Doris and Lola watching from a secret location somewhere. Here they are. They're actually watching the show. By the way, Brian is basically Doris. and that's his nickname, Doris. He is a fabulous film director. He's directed this film called The Redeeming. So for those of you that have access to Prime, you can watch it free of charge on there. It's really quite good. It's gripping. It's a psychological thriller, and it's very, very good. But some exciting news. Okay, if you've got YouTube, if you just type in The Redeeming, or Brian, put the link on the screen, because then everyone will know. You can actually watch Brian's film, The Redeeming, on YouTube free of charge. Fabulous. So a little plug there for you, Brian. He's a wonderful director. Chris Walker sending me symbols. I don't know what they mean, of a rocket. What's that supposed to mean? Chris says, this wonderful technology. Do you mean the internet? To be fair, babes, it's been around for a while now. I just found it, Chris. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful how these things work? Okay, moving on. Number 2. What was the name of Bambi's skunk companion? What was the name of Bambi's skunk companion? What was the name? Cheers, everyone, down the hatch. We are a pub quiz. Just to show you very quickly on our website, I'm not going to keep going back here, but we do have a section called the quiz community. So if I click on this at the top, just wait for it to load, then this is where you can see your pictures. So every week we encourage you to send in your pictures. So the last quiz we did, which was on the 8th of February, and it was Cowboys and Showgirls, you can get to see everybody's pictures that they've sent in on here, because we're very interactive. We do like to share these things. It's a bit slow. My internet's a bit slow now. But you can see they're starting to load there. There's Brian on a horse. And it's very slow. And it's like dial-up. Anyway, you get the idea. This is where people's pictures will appear, in this gallery just there. Okay, number 3. Which 1986 animated film featured a Russian mouse separated from his family in their new homeland? So which 1986 animated film featured a Russian mouse separated from his family in their new homeland? By the way, talking about cartoons and animation, last weekend I went to Somerset House, which for those of you that know London, it's where all the registrations for births, deaths, marriages, they're all kept in this big building. It's in a big square shape. Normally in the winter they have an ice rink there, and there's lots of cafes around the place as well. But there's also exhibitions. It's the home of London Fashion Week as well. And this one particular exhibition is celebrating the Beano. Now this was, why is it still on there? There we go. Come back to me. There we go. I wondered what on earth was going on there. It was just locked on that screen. This one particular exhibition was celebrating the Beano, and it was all things to do with Dennis the Menace, Gnasher, and some of the characters in those comics. It was absolutely fantastic, and it runs to the beginning of March. So for those of you that are in London, I definitely recommend that you go and have a look. What does this say there? Chris says, I still think it's for a new nose. What do you mean by that, Chris? I don't get that. I don't understand what you mean by that. That's a little bit over my head. Number 4. How old is Bart Simpson? How old is Bart Simpson? What's that, Bags?
Nothing, the lock is gone.
What?
The screen was locked for a while.
I know, yeah, the screen was locked on the internet because I pressed the button, but nothing happened. Yeah, that's what happens on these things. It's technology. Chris has just told me about the internet's been around for a while. You have to come down a bit, because there you are there.
Bart Simpson's the same age as me, 28.
Yeah. Okay, and you look wonderful as well. That Botox is kicking in very nicely, I must say, Mr. Producer.
Yeah.
Oh, Gerard the skunk needs it's for a new nose. Right, okay, I don't get it. Number 5. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Where has Robert Peel gone? Robert Peel, are you resting your eyes, or are you going to try and get in on the show? Just click on that link, send it to you, see if you can appear here. He's written a fabulous music quiz, all with the name Love in it. If we can get him on, we can. If not, then we'll just have to just do another round, won't we? It'd be lovely to get him in. Okay, so number 5 was who lives in a pineapple under the sea. Number 6, in which cartoon series would we meet Pikachu, Team Rocket, and Bulbasaur? Okay, so in which cartoon series would we meet Pikachu, Team Rocket, and Bulbasaur? What is the answer to that one? Cheers, everyone, down the hatch. Oh, okay. Chris says that apparently I'm reading all these messages in the wrong order. He said, that's plastic surgery you're having next week. And the reason you can't, yes, he thinks I'm having plastic surgery because the quiz is like 3 weeks apart. You may be right. And that's and the reason you can't do the quiz. And the emoji is of a nose, and it's too small on here. Are you saying I've got a big nose? I thought it was an emoji of a rocket. How rude. Anyway, I'm going to go and see Chrissy at the weekend. So we're going to catch up. I haven't seen him for absolutely ages. We'll catch up. You need to send me a picture because I've forgotten what you look like, love. Number 7. In Wacky Races, who drove the compact pussycat? So in the Wacky Races, who drove the compact pussycat? What is the answer to that one? And apologies, I'm reading these in the wrong order, but hey-ho, onwards and upwards. Hello to everyone who's just joined us. If you just popped in for a minute and you're thinking, what the hell is going on there? We've been running this quiz now for, I would say, just under 3 years. And it's been on every week. Now it's on every other week. And we're taking a 3-week break next week. Robert says he's very good. He's loving the shirt. Thank you. I thought I'd go with a little bit of glitter today. Do you know what I mean? So a little bit of diamantes. And they're all stuck around the side. It's very nice. Bit of glamour. So thank you for that, Mr. Peel. By the way, Robert, named after the founder of the British Police Force, hence the name Robert Peel, he was telling me he got pulled up one day. He was driving down the road. And the copper that pulled him up leaned in the window and said, what's your name? They thought when he said Robert Peel that he was taking the mickey. They really did. They were getting a little bit agitated with him. And he was like, no, that's my name. That's my name. But anyway, that is his name, Robert Peel. And it is. Chris Walker says the shirt looks good. Mate says nipples really pop out. Really? Does it? Do you know what I mean? Which cartoon cat was loosely based on Sergeant Bilko? So which cartoon cat was loosely based on Sergeant Bilko? What is the answer to that one? And let me just change this over here as well. Well, how else did anyone else have any problems during this freakish weather that we've had over the last few days? 3 storms just all over the weekend. Hasn't it been depressing? Seriously. Luckily, my house is all fine and my garden's all fine. I've got these sort of like curtains in the garden that are around like a gazebo, just for extra shade because it does get the sun quite a lot there. And I've tied them up, and all I did was basically put them in a bow. And the neighbours' fences are blown down. We've had these brick walls fall down, the trees falling down. The curtains are still there. I thought, they're going to be a goner. They're still there. And it's not sheltered in there either, to be perfectly honest. They did get exposed to the elements. So luckily, touch wood, it was all fine. It was all tickety-boo. Number 9. Which cartoon dog is Charles Schulz most famous for creating? So which cartoon dog is Charles Schulz most famous for creating? I've got to show you this picture as well. I'll show you after the thing because I've got to find it. I daren't touch the pile of papers that's just there because it's rocking a little bit. So I'll look at that in just a second. And I want to show you this picture that was sent in to me by Robert Peel, who is a big Carry On fan. He sent this picture in, so I'll put that on in just a second. Number 10, in cartoons, which song does Huckleberry Hound sing? So in cartoons, which song does Huckleberry Hound sing? Right, that brings us now to the end of round 2. If anybody missed any of those questions, you want me to repeat any of them back, pop it in the chat just here. I'll repeat them back to you. Obviously, I'm not doing the entire quiz again. Otherwise, we'll be here all night. Coming up after this very, very short break, we've got a round on pictures. And it's about placing the face. You've got to guess who the person is. Right, don't go anywhere. I'll be right back after this.
With more people working from home during the pandemic, the need to use video resources has increased. Do you need to deliver presentations on camera or online? Be it on Zoom, with a video crew, or in a studio, the need to deliver messages via video is increasing, and it's vitally important you engage the audience from the start. This book is a must for anybody who has to present on camera for work. It teaches you step by step how to build up an on-camera presence and will assist you to start building up viewer trust. Learn from an experienced presenter and media skills mentor and pick up some vital tips to help you perfect your on-camera confidence. The book is available on Amazon for a special price of $8.99, including postage and packing. Details are in the description below. With more people working from home.
We don't want to play that again. Right, I've got the book here. By the way, if anybody wants a copy of the book, they're available on Amazon, $8.99. It's a good copy book. It's got all the information that you need there in it. So that's the only plug I give on the show. Now, for a bonus 10 points, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Producer, who has a riddle for you. If you get the answer to the riddle right, so after we run through the quiz, we'll go through the answers, and at the end of the answers, he'll come back on and he'll tell you what the answer is. If you get it right and you've put it on the screen or whatever, you will get a bonus 10 points. So, Mr. Producer, come here. Let's read it out.
There's two.
You need to come down a bit lower, Bags. It's only a small little camera.
It's only small little screen, yes,
Yeah.
and I'm a large person. There, you mightn't realise that I'm Irish. So there's two riddles tonight with an Irish theme. First riddle is
2. That means you get 10 points for each one that you get right.
no 5.
Are you want to do that?
Yeah, 5
Okay.
for each one.
That's mean.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
go on.
whatever. Anyway, there's 5 points for each one. First one is, what has eyes but cannot see? Put the answer to that on the screen and you get 5 points. And the second one is, something to do with Irish and St. Patrick's Day. It's, when is an Irish potato not an Irish potato? If you get those answers and put them on the screen, you deserve your 5 points.
When is a what?
An Irish potato.
A what?
Don't have me swearing on screen. When is an Irish potato not an Irish potato?
Okay, so that's it. So you get 5 points for each one.
Anyway,
Right.
I'm off to bed with a good read.
Good. Right, off you go. Thank you very much. Next, okay, is a picture round. You put me off doing this now. I want to show you this picture as well. This is Bill Cornelius. He played Odd Bod in the Carry On films. It's signed. Robert got that for me. He's a big Carry On fan. So thank you for that, Robert. That's brilliant. I'll be putting that in a frame and we'll be sticking it up on here. So that's absolutely lovely. Right. Excuse me. I have got some pictures for you. Here we go. 10 of these. You need to guess who they are. Here is number 1. Who is that? Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough at the moment, and it's not the sea either. Okay. Robert says he's listened to all of the questions, but unfortunately his microphone access on his phone is still blocked, so we need to figure that out. Chris Walker says Ramsgate has its 4th storm happening this weekend. It's called Hurricane Richie. He arrives with a bang, causes damage everywhere he goes. There you go. So thank you very much for that, Mr. Walker. Cheeky. So this is number 1. Number 2. Who is this? By the way, I'll run through them once, and then we'll go through them quickly again as soon as we've gone through 10 of these. So get up close and personal to the screen. No, Chris, you need to look again. Who is that one there? That's number 2. Number 3. Who is this? That's number 3. Number 4. Chris reckons that's Mr. Producer. The one before. So that's number 4. Number 5. Name the character. Looks a little bit like Chris Walker. So that's number 5. Number 6. By the way, I've got to say congratulations to Robert Peel, and he started a new job. And it's, you know, when you've been in a job for over, 15 odd years, you get used to it, don't you? You get set in your ways. It's a big step to take the plunge and move onto pastures new. So well done for doing that, Robert. That's number 6. Number 7. I love her. I think she's wonderful. That's number 7. It could be. It could be. Number 8. Joe thinks she looks like his sister. That's number 8. By the way, the theme for pictures that people have sent in for this week is coffee and cake. Has amazing pictures been sent in to me. And I must say, Lisa Honeybone took a picture of this huge, it looked like a soup bowl of coffee. And she said afterwards she was buzzing around the room. I'm not going to read that one out. That's number 8. Number 9, name the painting. Actually, I bought somebody a clock like that looked like it was melting off the shelf. It looks like a stopwatch covered in loads of sort of like ants, doesn't it? In fact, it probably is. Okay, and the last one then, number 10. Who is that? Right, we'll skim through them once more very quickly, just so you, in case you blinked. So I'll just go right way back to the beginning. Okay, number 1, here we go. That's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. Number 9. In the painting. And finally, number 10. Who is that? Okay, right. We've got one more round to go, which is round 4. And this is all based on true or false. Okay, so let's go straight into round 4. Okay. Copyrightable is the longest word in the English language that can be written without repeating a letter. Is that true or is it false? So copyrightable is the longest word in the English language that can be written without repeating a letter. Is that true or is that false? What do you reckon that is? Copyrightable. Write it down. Write it down. Not too many pictures this week for the coffee and cake, but you know, we have moved to a Monday for this week, and I'm sure I'll probably get some overnight ready for tomorrow. Or people messaging me going, "What happened to the quiz? What happened to the quiz?" Never mind. Chris Walker says it's better actually to say it maybe backwards. How do you say it backwards? Copyrightable. You tell me, Chrissy. Okay, that's number one. Number two, vitriol is another name for sulfuric acid. So vitriol is another name for sulfuric acid. Is that true or is it false? Don't forget, please do like the page if you have just stumbled upon us on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, whatever. Give us a thumbs up, okay? It doesn't cost you anything. If you are watching us on YouTube and you stumbled upon us on YouTube, click on that subscribe button as well. It is completely free and it really does help the channel. Number three, Elvis Presley had a karate black belt. So number three is Elvis Presley had a karate black belt. That is number three. There's a new film coming out soon. It's done by Baz Luhrmann, so it's going to be good. It's going to be a good film. And it's based on Elvis. And I saw the trailer. I thought, oh, this looks like it's going to be a good film. That's coming out, I think, April time. But don't hold me to that. Have a look and Google it. Okay, number four. The mother of Gemma Collins of The Only Way is Essex is Joan Collins. So is it true or false? The mother of Gemma Collins of The Only Way is Essex is Joan Collins. Is that true or is it false? What is the answer to that? True or false? I'm trying to keep a straight face. I really am. Number five, Julian Clary originally found fame as a comedy act named the Joan Collins Fan Club. So number five is Julian Clary originally found fame as a comedy act named the Joan Collins Fan Club. I bet Robert Peel knows the answer to that. Chris Walker will definitely know. What about Mr. Producer? Do you know the answer to that? Yes, he knows the answer to that. Is that true or is it false? Number six, Lord Alan Sugar represented Great Britain as a cyclist at the Tokyo Olympics. So number six is Lord Alan Sugar represented Great Britain as a cyclist at the Tokyo Olympics. Is that true or is it false? You're fired. Oh, do you know what? I wouldn't employ any of them. I wouldn't touch any of them. If you're watching The Apprentice at the moment, seriously. Never known so many people backstab each other. Really, it used to be like, you know, you work as a team, you back your colleagues up, but it's like, really, it's like turn your back and they'll stab you. Right, that's number seven. In Morse code, 8 dots means I made a mistake. So in Morse code, 8 dots means I made a mistake. Is that true or is that false? Joseph says he met Joan Collins once. Fabulous. I love Joan Collins. I like Gemma Collins as well. Number 8. Pythagoras determined the distance between a guitar's frets. So number 8 is Pythagoras determined the distance between a guitar's frets. What is the answer to that? Chris says, sorry, I was listening in the loo, so I couldn't type. Does Gemma Collins also have a famous dad, Phil Collins? Could be. Okay, Joseph, I was just seeing what you put there. Hilarious. We're motoring through these tonight. This is the last round. Number 9, Ernest Shackleton went to the South Pole on board a ship called the Discovery. Is that true or false? So Ernest Shackleton went to the South Pole on board a ship called the Discovery. True or false? What is the answer to that? Okay, our final question in round 4 is Madonna's 1983 album was called Madonna. Is that true or false? So Madonna's 1983 album was called Madonna. Is that true or false? Chris Walker says, if you're going too fast, you'll have to fill by singing a song or doing a little dance. Well, the studio's too small to do any kind of dancing in here at the moment because I'm just having a bit of a revamp, a bit of a spring clean because my neighbour has been having building work from hell taking place, and the place is covered in brick dust. Even though the windows have been closed, everything's covered in brick dust. That's another story. I should make a show about it, to be honest. Okay. So I do sympathise with anyone that's having building work done next to you. Right, okay, so that is the end then of round 4. If anybody's missed any questions in round 1, 2, 3, or 4, pop them in the chat just here, and I'll try and read out as many of those as I possibly can. Without further ado, let's have a look at some of the pictures you guys have been sending in. Now, every week we set a theme, and the last quiz, it was coffee and cake. We've had some great pictures sent in. Here's Mr. Producer. Okay, he's just eating his cake, and he's got a big smile on his face. So there he is just there. Thank you very much for sending that in, Joe. That's absolutely lovely. And then he did come to the Beano exhibition with me and had his picture taken. There we are in that mirror, and he wanted to share that with everybody. There it is, and it changes as well. So there he is. Yeah. Just watch this. It changes into Pug from the Bash Street Kids. Moving on here, that's me and Robert. We are just having, I'm actually having an iced tea. And that's why there's a glass of wine in front of me. But I'm sure it was an iced tea. I was having an iced tea there. Do you know what I mean? So that's the lovely Robert Peel and myself just there. So thank you for that. This is the coffee I was telling you about that Lisa Honeybone was moaning about. She said, I'll tell you. She said it was huge. That was the size of a cauldron. Seriously, and that does look very big. You need 2 hands to be able to hold that. Do you know, that's too much for me. That really is. I think I've done a coffee like that before, and I was like, oh no, it was far too much. But if you do like your coffee, then yeah, love it. This is what Chrissy sent in here. And if you look closely at the mug itself, it says, Lord, you can read it yourselves. I have to be careful what I say here on certain platforms because they can bleep you out. Do you know what I mean? So that you can read it yourself. That's what it said. Thank you for sending that in, Chrissy. Hilarious. And Duncan sent this in with a little cake that Lara made as well. That's lovely. So thank you for sending that in. We've got a picture here of Lola, and that's her name, Lola, with a Lola's cupcake. And so she sent that in as well. Fabulous. And they're watching a show in a secret location somewhere in London. So thank you everyone for sending in those wonderful pictures. Absolutely fantastic. Don't forget the next quiz in 3 weeks' time. Right, isn't it? 3 weeks' time. Is the theme is going to be birds. So put your thinking caps on. We want some creative pictures.
Other kind.
Right, okay, without further ado, let's run straight through those answers. We'll come to you in a moment, Mr. Producer, for your riddle. But you get 1 point for each question that you get correct. Here we go. In May 2005, which Kent shopping centre introduced a code of conduct to ban swearing, clothing that obscures the face, including hoods and baseball caps, and groups of more than 5 people shopping without the intention of shopping, if you know what I mean? That's Bluewater. And this is basically all the answers got to have the word blue in them. Number 2, Petra, Barney, Meg, and Shep were dogs that appeared on which long-running children's TV show? Do you know the answer to that?
Blue Peter.
Blue Peter is correct. Excuse me. Number 3, which registered animal charity was formed in London in 1897 as Our Dumb Friends League? It's the Blue Cross. Number 4, by what name is Balanoptera musculus better known? It's the blue whale. I knew that. Number 5, burn my house, steal my car, drink my liquor, but don't step on what?
It's my blue suede shoes. Number 6, which poem by W.H. Auden was read at Gareth's funeral in Four Weddings and a Funeral? It's Deep Blue Something. Number 7, who had a UK number 1 with Breakfast at Tiffany's in 1996? It's Deep Blue Something. Number 8, made into a movie in 1972. What was the name of Billie Holiday's autobiography? It's Lady Sings the Blues. Number 6, the poem by W.H. Auden was read at Gareth's funeral in Four Weddings and a Funeral. It was Funeral Blues. Sorry, I've got the wrong numbers written by here. Number 9, which holy Muslim site did Pope Benedict XVI visit in Istanbul in November 2006? It's the Blue Mosque. And number 10, which coffee variety do we associate with the island of Jamaica? Blue Mountain Coffee. I need a sip of this. Right, number 2, cartoons. Which cartoon character has a nephew called Scrappy? It's Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We're just queuing up the pictures as well as we go. Number 2, what was the name of Bambi's skunk companion? It was Flower. Number 3, which 1986 animated film featured a Russian mouse separated from his family in their new homeland? It's An American Tail. I love that film. Number 4, how old is Bart Simpson? Well, he's 10. How old is he in real life? I reckon he's the same age as you, Mr. Producer.
28.
Yeah. Number 5, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? It's SpongeBob SquarePants. Number 6, in which cartoon series would we meet Pikachu, Team Rocket, and Bulbasaur? It's Pokemon. Number 7, in Wacky Races, who drove the Compact Pussycat? It was Penelope Pitstop. Number 8, which cartoon cat was loosely based on Sergeant Bilko? It's Top Cat. Number 9, which cartoon dog is Charles Schultz most famous for creating? It's Snoopy. And number 10, in cartoons, which song does Huckleberry Hound sing? It's Clementine. Which brings us on to round number 3, which is our picture quiz. And I ask you to guess who these people are. So let's start with number 1. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a tickle in my throat. This is Kate Moss. Number 2, this is Tim Berners-Lee. Number 3, this is Fred Dibnar. Number 4, this is Goldie Hawn. I've worked with her daughter, Kate Hudson. Number 5, this is Olaf, the character. Number 6, this is Henry Ford. Number 7, this is Gemma Collins. Number 8, this is Alex Scott. Number 9, this is actually, the painting is The Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dali. And finally, number 10, this is Marcus Rashford. You get 1 point for each one of those questions you get right. Now, our final round, number 4, true or false? Copyrightable is the longest word in the English language that can be written without repeating a letter. It's false. It's uncopyrightable. Number 2, vitriol is another name for sulfuric acid. It's true. Number 3, Elvis Presley had a karate black belt. It's true. Number 4, the mother of Gemma Collins is the only way of Essex. The mother of Gemma Collins of The Only Way is Essex is Joan Collins. It's true, but not the Joan Collins. Number 5, Julian Clary originally found fame as a comedy act named the Joan Collins Fan Club. It's true. Number 6, Lord Alan Sugar represented Great Britain as a cyclist at the Tokyo Olympics. It's false. Number 7, in Morse code, 8 dots means I made a mistake. It's true. And number 8, Pythagoras determined the distance between a guitar's frets. It's true. Number 9, Ernest Shackleton went to the South Pole on board a ship called the Discovery. It's false. It was actually the Endurance. And number 10, Madonna's 1983 album was called Madonna. It's true. So lots of trues there. So how many did people get on there? Put your answers on the screen and let us know how many got. Haven't got long. And don't forget, we're back in 3 weeks' time, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just give you an idea of when that is going to be. 1, 2. No, I tell a lie. 1 first. We're back on the 8th. We're back on the 8th of March. So we're not 3 weeks away. It's the 8th of March that we're on. Do you know what? I've lost a week somewhere. I'm going a little bit mad. Anyway, I did promise you as well a bonus 10 points if you got the riddle right. So don't put your score on there just yet. Mr. Producer, come in and read your riddle out.
Oh, dear. Hello. It's me. I've forgotten the riddle. That happened, actually. My riddle was, what has eyes but cannot see? I'm really disappointed that nobody put the answer on. What has eyes that cannot see? A potato.
What's that?
It's one of them. It's a potato.
Okay.
And the other one was, when is an Irish potato not an Irish potato? I'm getting posh now saying it in a nice way. Irish potato, not an Irish potato, when it's a French fry. Boom, boom.
Yeah, so you get your 10 points if you do that. Before you go, you've got your YouTube channel. Have a look at it. It's called The Ready Mealers. And Joe reviews lots of different ready meals on there. Subscribe to it. It's completely free. You've enjoyed doing it, haven't you?
Very much enjoyed doing it. And just on the serious side for a second, for every subscriber that goes on there, I will make a donation to my favorite charity, which is cancer research. And we have already done that, but there'll be more news on that later.
Yeah, you've just donated 50 quid.
We've just donated 50 quid, yes.
So brilliant. Thumbs up there.
That's thanks to all our current subscribers. And for any future subscribers, we will increase those donations.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for that. That's brilliant. Thank you, Mr. Producer. So let us know what you got, everyone. Put your scores on the board. You get bonus 5 points for each one of those riddles that you get right that Mr. Producer read out just there. Okay, so we're back on the 8th of March. The theme is birds. Send those pictures in. Don't forget, add yourself to our WhatsApp group, our Facebook group. And don't forget as well, if you're watching on Facebook, click that thumbs up. If you click on that subscribe button, if you're watching us on YouTube. That's it from me. We're back in 2 weeks' time, not 3 weeks. I know I've been going on about it. On the 8th of March, I look forward to seeing you all then. Stay well. See ya.